In this video, I'm going to show you how you use meta ads to get cheap, but also high quality leads fast. And this is not just a bold promise without giving you anything that doesn't work. It is based on a recent client that I worked with, and he just invested around 260 euros in ads, and he generated actually 2 clients, which resulted in a revenue of 9,000 euro. So that's a return on ad spend of, let me calculate, 45. Totally crazy. I'm not saying that this is what you should always expect when you run meta ads, because you can also burn a lot of money with it if you don't know what you're doing, or if you just set up your ads and ignore all the data and don't optimize your ads, your landing page and your campaign with the data you are generating. Then of course you're setting up yourself for disaster. But in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get qualified leads pretty fast. So let's jump right in. And let's first clarify what a quality lead actually is. It is a person that shows a clear interest in your offer, in what you want to sell, not just an interest in a freebie, in a free giveaway, in something that has absolutely nothing to do with your core offer. Because if you generate leads with a freebie, right, when you promote the freebie directly in your ad, then you will just attract more freebie seekers and they will never ever buy from you. It's nothing wrong with promoting a lead magnet, but you need to do it in the right way. And I will show you in this video how to do it correctly instead of burning your money with people who are not qualified. So another qualification criteria is that the person takes an action towards the next step, which means download the lead magnet, book a call with you, or take any other action that signals that they are seriously interested in what you tell them and what you promote in your offer, basically, okay? And the other part is you want to make sure that these are the right people, typically identified by demographics or by a job role or by any other attribute they identify with. For example, athletes. It can be single moms. It can be marketing managers. It can be any job role, right? So anything where people would clearly raise their hand and say, yes, that's me. And the other thing is an attribute that signals that they have the money to pay you, which is typically either a salary range, it can be a revenue range of their business if you target business owners, it can be the size measured by amount of employees in the organization they are working in, or anything else where you could objectively verify that these people are the right fit for your offer and have the money to pay you for. That's what I define as a qualified lead, because I know when I get these types of leads, I will make revenue. I will be able to sell my core offer to them. All right, so let's move on with the next step. When you should use this funnel. So you can use it when you need leads fast. That's actually the fastest way I found to get quality leads that I can turn into paying clients. This doesn't scale endlessly, okay? And I will show you at the end of the video what you need to do to make it scale and what's the downside of this funnel. I will also show you how you speed up the implementation with AI, if you follow me in this video till the end. And the most important part of this funnel is that you can actually use it to validate your offer before you expand your funnel into a full funnel with a landing page and email sequences and everything you need to generate high quality leads at scale. Okay, this is a way to validate the core of your funnel, which is the offer. If your offer isn't validated, if your offer is crap, in other words, if you're selling something nobody wants, then well, like, you build a funnel based on a very, very weak foundation. And this won't work. It will just create a lot of work for you and you will waste a lot of money. But the first thing you need to do is to validate your offer. And in this video, I will show you how to do it while getting quality leads fast. And it also validates your market positioning. So how you actually sell your offer, what motivates people to consider your offer. And basically, once you know what motivates people to consider your offer, well, this is what you talk about in your ad, okay? So let's move on to the next slide. This is how the full funnel looks like, okay? It consists of a lot of components. That's actually why I tell you to start with a funnel to validate your offer. Otherwise, you build all that stuff, which can scale your business significantly. But if the core of this funnel, your offer isn't working, isn't validated, then all this is for nothing. So you don't have to start with this complex stuff that is just working very well when you want to scale your funnel and scale your business. But you need to make sure that your offer converts on cold traffic, okay? So the first thing to build this funnel is that you need to pick a specific niche. And let me give you an example. I worked with a client and he wanted to sell to general local service-based businesses. So he decided to define his niche or his specific audience as local service providers. And he ran an ad to it with a clearly defined offer for these people. And he got leads for, I don't know, 250 euro per lead, which is way too high for such an offer validation funnel. So that showed clearly that either the offer is not good enough, or what I assumed is that this audience identity is not specific enough. And that turned out to be absolutely right, because once we changed the audience, he got leads for 5 euro. And that's the total game changer for this funnel. It makes the whole funnel a lot more profitable. And that's how he was able to spend 260 euros and generate 2 clients that turned into 9,000 euro in revenue. So the audience must be specific enough so that people can identify with. In this case, it could be, if you, for example, have local businesses that you want to target, then pick a specific local business. Pick, for example, a spa, pick a car repair shop, pick a hair salon, pick a barber shop, right? Pick something very specific and make sure that the ad only speaks to these people. In the beginning, of course, you need a hook that also visually resonates with these people. For example, if you want to attract car repair shops, or then you just show a car, right? Or a car that gets repaired. That would be the best case, because that's what these people resonate with. If you want to, for example, attract people who have a spa, show yourself in a whirlpool, or show a whirlpool in general, right? Or a spa, right? So it must resonate with the right people visually and also from what you're saying. And you can do this only precisely when you define a specific audience. If you just go one step too high, too general, then it won't resonate. That's what this example that I just gave you, where he spent like 250 euros just to get a single lead, compared to getting quality leads for 5 euros, is a total game changer, right? This offer really proves that having a specific audience is one key component of a successful funnel. It's not the only key component, but it's one that is very important. So then you define your offer. In other words, what do you want to sell to these specific people, to this specific audience? And most importantly, what is the problem you solve for these people, right? Remember, people only click your ad, become a lead, book a call, and ultimately buy from you if they have a problem that you can communicate precisely so that they feel understood, and you help them get a solution by selling them this bridge. Sorry, this is in German. It means bridge, okay? And that's your offer and your lead magnet. That's basically what your funnel communicates. It communicates how you turn the problem into the solution on the fastest way possible by using the offer that you provide, and the lead magnet is the first step. But we will get to the point when I will show you how to create a good lead magnet, because you can do many things wrong if you advertise a lead magnet to just attract freebie seekers. All right. So by the way, if you are looking for a way to speed this all up and you don't want to like sit and create all the problems you could solve and the desired solutions your audience might have, you can get free access actually to our AI sales funnel generator for full 7 days. And that is more than enough to get deep insights into your audience, into the problems they want to solve with your offer. It helps you create the desired solutions. It helps you create your entire offer, your positioning, and a KPI-based funnel plan to see, based on the pricing of your offer and standard funnel KPIs, which results you can expect. And here is one important warning, because I see, idiots all the time that take a model and a plan for given. It is not given. It is just a model. It is a plan. You need to work and optimize on your funnel in order to hit the KPIs of this model. It doesn't mean if you create a plan that it will manifest and next week you are a millionaire. You need to use data-driven methods in order to fix your funnel on every step that needs a fix, and to optimize your funnel so that you achieve these forecasts that you will have in this model. Okay, so if you are smart enough and understand this, you are very, very welcome to just sign up. Below this video, there is a link. You can register for a 7-day free trial. There's also a demo video showing you how this system works and how it makes your life a lot easier if you want to build profitable automated sales funnels for lead generation. And then you will have this done basically in 1 or 2 hours. That's it, okay? Just saying, if you want to save a lot of time. Now, next thing is, once you have your positioning defined and your core offer, you need to define a high value lead magnet. And it is important that a lead magnet has actually really high value, because this is why people give you their data on the gatekeeper form. We will see that in 2 minutes when I will show you what the gatekeeper form is and how it works and why it's so important to get high quality leads. If you skip this component, the AI of Meta starts working against you and will get you more and more shitty leads. And they will never turn into paying clients because they don't have the money, or they don't even have an interest in what you want to sell. So a high value lead magnet can either be a report, right? You can give an industry report communicating or showing what other businesses or people within the audience you've defined do in order to get the result that you help them get, right? The right side of these pyramids that I just showed you. Or you send them to a lead magnet that helps them complete the first step. Right, the first step of your entire method, the first step of the bridge. This will help you build trust. It will help them see you as an authority, and it will deliver proof that what you are going to create or do with them actually works. So your lead magnet must be really good. That's what I mean with high value. If you don't know what you're doing, or you have no specific skills to help people get results, then well, you won't be able to sell anything, right? That becomes really hard. So you need to be very good in one thing, and your lead magnet needs to reflect this. Okay, or it can also be the overview of all the steps people need to go through in order to turn their problem into the solution. So these 3 lead magnets, they actually work very well. They are proven to work if you promote them in the right way. Okay, I will show you how to do this. Now, next, this is an optional step, but it typically gives you very, very good insights into what motivates your potential clients to click your ad, become a lead, book a call, and buy from you. And this is what is called microtests. With microtests, you can validate or find out what your audience really wants. You take these problems that you've generated with the AI sales funnel generator, or if you just write them down manually, and you put them on small ads where you just put the problem on the image, and you run these microtests by measuring the click-through rate and the CPC, the cost per click. And based on these KPIs, you will have a benchmark, which means if the click-through rate is bigger than 1% and cost per click is lower than 40 cents, this statement is validated, okay? For example, this one has 2 green boxes, this one is validated, this one is validated, and this one is validated as well. And these are statements that you can use as a hook, because you know they are strong enough to catch the attention of the right people. Okay, that's what you can do as a preparation in order to start your ad with something relevant. Just make sure that these problems are problems you can solve, right? Otherwise, it would be just stupid to put problems on an ad that you cannot solve. You just attract the wrong people, and then they are disappointed because you can't even help them. Makes no sense at all, okay? Now, here's how you create your ad script. You need now to communicate the transformation that people can get, the offer you want to sell to them so that they get the transformation faster, and the next step, which is your lead magnet. And typically the easiest way to create such an ad is by starting with a hook, and the hook is a validated problem that you validated in microtests, or if you don't validate it, you just pick the problem where you believe you can solve it best. And you start your ad calling out the audience, saying, hey, athletes, or hey, business owners in Frankfurt, or you don't have to do it locally, but you should be very specific, right? Business owners too broad, but you can say, hey, barbershop owners, okay, would be a good hook. Barbershop owners looking to get more local clients into their store. Or you could talk to spa owners in the same way. Or whatever you do, right? It depends really on your offer. That's why you need to do the preparation in order to build an ad script that is specific enough to resonate with the right people and that attracts relevant people so that they can convert to your core offer. Okay, so the hook is the first thing. Then you promise them a specific result. You don't need to promise them the world, like become a millionaire overnight. That's all bullshit, right? But you need to promise them something specific that you can help them get. Okay, that's your result promise offer. That's your core offer. That's what you validate in the beginning. If this promise is strong enough to attract people that you hooked with this hook here, okay? And then, of course, you can promise everything and anything, but you need to show proof. This can be other clients confirming that they got the result, or it can you talking about your past experience in creating the result for yourself or creating the results for others. And then you offer the next step, okay? The next step, I would not mention the lead magnet actually. I would just say click learn more and see how you can start today for free, right? And then on this next page, you will actually show them the lead magnet. But you don't mention the lead magnet in the ad. This is the number one failure why your lead quality is low, because you just attract low intent people that just want free stuff and have no interest in your core offer. So you need to frame them with your core offer, and only then, once they are interested in this and click learn more, on the next page you show them the lead magnet. That's how you use communication, messaging to filter out the wrong people that are not interested in your core offer and just want the free lead magnet, or let people pass to the next step once they continued watching the video because they also are interested in your result promise offer, in your core offer, okay? That's how you generate high quality leads, right? High quality leads don't exist or just come in randomly into your funnel. They are generated, and you can either generate low quality leads and then train the AI of Meta to deliver more low quality leads to you, or you can actually generate high quality leads. And next to what you communicate, not your lead magnet, but your core offer, there is one other very important thing that filters out the wrong people, lets the right people pass, and ensures that your pixel gets conditioned with the right data and with the right people, so the AI works for you and delivers you more high quality leads you can actually turn into paying clients. And then this is an obvious simple thing. You record your video, make sure your sound is good and you have a good camera, right? But that's not rocket science. Should not be longer than 90 seconds. Anywhere between 30 and 90 seconds is the sweet spot. But it is more important what you say than how you say it and how long your video is, okay? These are just vanity metrics, but the most important part is actually your message, what you say, what you offer them. Now, the next thing is you already defined your audience. Let's say you sell to athletes or business owners. Let's make business owners, that's more specific. And then you want to make sure that you also define other criteria that you can objectively validate in order to understand if this is a qualified lead or not. Because just saying, I just get shitty leads, they are not qualified, won't help you and it won't help anybody. Because what will you do with this information? Lead quality is not good. And now? No idea what to fix. You need to be more specific. You need to have specific attributes where you can tick the boxes and say, this lead is qualified because the person has the right role, right business size, eventually other criteria, and we got the contact information, and the contact information is valid. When you can tick all these boxes, your lead is qualified. So it makes a lot of sense to develop qualification criteria for your specific audience, because then you can filter out people automatically and train the AI of Meta automatically with the right data, which is very important, okay? So next step to build your funnel and get high quality leads fast is to create either a landing page or you use instant forms. And no matter what you use, it depends a bit on your technical skills, how to set it up. You want to have these gatekeeper questions that ask questions, so once they are answered by your lead, you can objectively verify based on the qualification criteria you've defined in the previous step if this is a qualified lead. And if so, you use conditional logic. And with conditional logic, you can use instant forms, they have this built in, or you use jot forms or any other form builder that has conditional logic to qualify people and only fire a conversion event, which basically signals to the algorithm of Facebook that this was a qualified lead. You only fire this event in case your lead was qualified, okay? And that trains your pixel with the right data. And basically, this is what you need in order to get more qualified leads that you can turn into paying clients. All right, so next thing is on the thank you page, where people get a confirmation that either they can download the lead magnet right now, you put a link to a Google Drive file and they just download it, or you show a message that you are going to send them this name of the lead magnet in 3 to 4 minutes to their email. And now on this page, they can book a calendar. Typically, it makes sense to write on top of this calendar, want fast results, schedule a free strategy call, or however you call this. Just make sure that you also communicate clear value of this call. Nobody just wants to book a call. Calls are boring if they have no value and no specific outcome. So as with everything in your funnel, you need to be clear. What is the result people can expect and get from this call? And then for you, what are you going to do on this call to get them this result? Okay, so that's very important to motivate people to book a call. But then you will also be able to take those people who want faster results to get them on a call. And then you have a sales call without you having to call the leads that just signed up for the lead magnet. Okay, now you just set up your cold campaign on Meta. It's a lead generation campaign. I won't go into details. There are tons of videos showing you on YouTube and other channels how to set up such a cold traffic campaign. Just make sure you optimize for leads and make sure you have everything that I talked about before to qualify these leads, right? Properly structured ad message and a gatekeeper on your landing page or instant form. Okay, then you are good. By the way, don't go crazy over targeting in this step, right? I hear so many people asking, okay, should I use this interest and this behavior? And it really doesn't matter so much because Facebook ignores it. Meta really doesn't care about interests anymore. That's why Advantage plus targeting is available. It just uses your interests or your lookalike audience as a suggestion, but then it ignores it and goes beyond these borders to find more people that convert. Right? Typically, that's a problem if you don't have a proper message architecture qualifying people through your message, and if you don't have a gatekeeper and you don't filter people correctly. Because then Meta just ignores your borders and finds you more cheap people that convert but will never buy from you, okay? So Advantage Plus works well if you have a filter in your message and a filter on your landing page, which is the gatekeeper. So then, you have, in order, if you don't just want to validate your offer, but if you want to get clients from your leads, you need to call them, even if they didn't book a call. If you're just sitting and waiting and thinking, oh, nobody calls me, nobody's interested, that's a poor mindset. If people already watched your ad, clicked next, saw the lead magnet, signed up, answered the questions correctly, and gave you their contact information, they showed an interest. Nobody does this just because they are, I don't know, for any random purpose. They are interested in what you communicated. If it's not consciously, it's with their subconscious mind, but it doesn't matter. They have a need for what you communicated and what you want to sell, if you structured your message the right way, as I told you in this video. But then you have to call them. You want to help them get the result you promised them, help them solve their problem, okay? The faster you call them, the more they are still aware that they filled the form and why they filled it, and the higher is the chance that you can actually connect with them and have a discovery call. And after discovery call, create a proposal if you see you can help them and they are qualified. Okay, don't make the mistake and wait 3 to 5 days until you call a lead. Then they forgot about it, and that's why you might be wondering that nobody remembers which form they filled. Okay, it's just because they are cold again. You didn't call them fast enough. And that's how you get qualified leads cheap and fast, right? You can literally get leads from anywhere from 5 to 100 euro, or scheduled calls, if this is the next step after your lead magnet, for 50 to 100 euro. Okay, that's absolutely possible if you do it right, if you have an offer people actually want, and if you are very precise about your target audience, about to whom you want to talk to, okay? So this is the success criteria definitely for making this funnel work. And you should track lead quality. I see this so often when people say, yeah, I got some leads, but they are trash. They don't know why they are trash, right? And they don't know what to fix. And then they say this all doesn't work, and they stop it, get frustrated, and are wondering why it works for everyone else, just not for them. So here you have all the criteria defined, okay, in this row actually, that you need to verify so that you can say it's a qualified lead. Here is your lead qualification criteria, okay? The percent value of how many deals you've closed, how many got a quote, etc. How many are actually qualified, because you only want to sell to qualified leads, otherwise it makes no sense. Okay, and when there is a column where there are too many red boxes ticked, then you know that this is something you need to improve. Okay, you need to, like, for example, add a gatekeeper question to filter out people who have a low budget, like if this column would be red more than, let's say, 50%, okay? So this is important to just make sure that you can track your leads. By the way, if you sign up for the free 7-day access to our AI funnel generator, you also get this lead tracking sheet, okay? For free, you can literally steal it. I don't even want your money for this. You just should track your lead quality and get better results. I know then if you get results, we will work more closely together because I can get you a lot more results, okay? Yeah, the downside of this funnel, right? It's not just that this is all positive. The downside is that you will only attract so-called solution-aware leads. And these are people who are already aware of the solution they want. They are not just problem-aware, they are solution-aware, which is good because they are the low-hanging fruits. These are the people that are very close to buying from you. The problem is that this won't scale. It's just a small market, right? 3 to 5% of your total potential or addressable market is typically solution aware. But that's good because you can start validating your offer pretty fast with solution aware people, and you can scale it till a point when you see that your lead costs go up exponentially. Then you know either like people have seen your ad too often and then you just need to refresh your creative. That's called ad fatigue. Or like the market isn't bigger and there are not more solution aware people that resonate with your creative. Then you need to shift your communication and go one step up in the ladder of awareness stages. The next awareness stage is problem aware. So you hook people with their identity, who they are, and their problem. And then you talk about the solution and then you communicate your offer with this result offer statement, right? And even higher on the ladder to make your market even bigger is unaware. People who don't even know that they have a problem. These are the hardest to sell, right? Problem aware is a bit easier and solution aware is easiest, right? There is also product aware and most aware. But for this validation funnel, I think you should start with solution aware people that directly show interest in your offer. Okay, so that's the downside. It won't scale like endlessly, but it is good enough to validate your offer so that you can then later go one step higher in the awareness level of your audience and build a funnel that scales when you sell to problem-aware people, but you know that your offer converts if people have an interest in your solution, okay? That's how you validate it with solution-aware audiences. Yeah, and that's it for today. So now you have two options. You can take this knowledge, go implement it yourself, validate your offer and scale your funnel from there. Second option, you want to get faster results. You go below this video, there's a link where you can sign up for full access for 7 days to complete your offer, your positioning, get deep insights into your audience, consume all the content basically for free and implement as fast as how you can get on 7 days. Or you just do nothing and you're wondering why you don't get the growth you want and you don't get enough leads, right? So if I was you, I would take the free 7-day access because, well, it's free and you get results, right? There is no obligation, nothing. You can just take it, do it, and yeah, you have a better offer, definitely. You have better understanding on how to build profitable automated lead generation funnels with AI, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So if you got some value from this video, I would appreciate if you give me a like and subscribe. I'm going to create more of these videos twice a week to help you build profitable automated sales funnels, grow your business faster, a lot more profitably and with less work. I'm looking forward to the next video. Cheers and happy scaling.